to study abroad, part-time, full-time study, and then you're considering moving with your kids, well, it's very possible. I've done it. I'm still in the process, but I'm in a state where it's on autopilot, and I'll tell you, it's very possible. Disclaimer. I am not a visa officer, neither am I an immigration agent. I am basically just sharing my own experience just to help someone out there. So number one thing you need to do is to apply for the visas alongside yours. That way, you are sure the application is put in same time and likely coming out positive at the same time. All you need to do is justify why you need your kids with you, how you intend to cater for them while studying, and lastly, prove financial capability because you won't be making enough money to cater for yourself and then the kids. Once you have all these, honestly, you are most likely getting the feedback you need, hopefully. The second thing you need to consider is childcare. Very key. So if you're able to do your research, find this childcare, understand how it works, see if there's a wait list, see if they can take you in ASAP, how soon can they take you, and then once you get all the details you need from them, everything is online. You can call, you can send an email. If you're able to get this sorted out, that means you can actually move with your kids at the same time. But if not, you may have to leave them behind so you don't put yourself in jeopardy. Because let's assume you're doing a full-time coursework. You're basically going to school every day and the schedules are not planned out so well most times. So it all depends on the course you're taking and then the school you're attending. So when you're in school, what's going to happen to the kids? When you're having your project or teamwork, what's going to happen to the kids? So that's why childcare is paramount. Yes. Consider writing and applying for a family member to also come in. That also works like magic. That's the third thing you should consider. Bringing in a family member. Any family member of your choice, provided you're able to prove to the immigration services why you're bringing in that family member, why the family member needs to come at the time you're saying the family member needs to come, and then you justify the relationship between you and the family member. That's another one that works really well. If you're able to justify that, that means your family member should be able to handle the kids for you. I couldn't get childcare because the wait list was something else. There were people in the waiting list for like at least a year. So of course I couldn't get childcare. But my own case is different because I have family members who are eligible to come into the country and then stay as much as they can. So I settled in school. Then I found school for the kids. Then you register them for activities because you just need to engage these kids for you to have a clear head of what you're doing if you're really going to study. Now, in all of this, we've not even talked about the financial aspect of this whole thing. Getting a job. But then again, would you like to let your job know that you have kids? It's a two-way thing. Some people react differently, while some people are very receptive of it. So it all depends. But in everything you do, just try to be honest. If you're being asked, why not? Why not mention it? It's nothing to be ashamed of. But then again, if no one is asking you anything directly, you're not there to say anything that you weren't asked, right? Or am I wrong? Anyway, so you need to also find a job because you need to be financially stable. Of course, you might have someone supporting you, you might have family members sponsoring you and all that, but then again, it's never enough. So you finding something that works for you in terms of your study, in terms of your family time, very important. So now, you can't do a full-time job because you're a student, right? So it's basically part-time job. Now, some of these part-time jobs, they are on shift. These shifts could be evening, some of them could be night, they could be morning. But the good thing is that they work with your schedule. Yes, they work with your school timetable. So once you have a very understanding employer, it's really not a problem. You see why childcare is important, because when you're even out of school, you need to go do some work, you need to make some money, you need to join different communities in your city, because that's the only place and where you can get information of what's happening in town, of the things you can, like, there are so many services that you can actually get for free. There are so many kids activities that you don't necessarily need to pay anything or just some sort of token. All they just need is your registration, proof of address, and that's it. So if you're just an island, there's no way you get all this information. So you need to find a community, find people that you can talk to, find people that can lend a help. Yes, there are still good people out there, so you just need to be open to speak to people. Yes, come out of your shell. Yeah, just leave that zone. My city where I reside currently, Facebook works really well, and I didn't have Facebook before I got here, so I had to download Facebook. That's where you ask all the questions you want to ask. You need to engage the kids. As much as we adults might be having our own stress and then whatever thing happening with us, emotions and all that, kids also go through that shock. They go through that same stress. So as you're thinking about yourself, it's also important you also consider them and find things that work for them. Yes. So telling kids at that time to read is not the best, because some kids consider reading as some sort of punishment or some sort of tired kind of thing to do. But then again, you just to find a way to encourage them. But at that point, it's not about reading, it's about settling, it's about finding happiness in your new space. Yes, you're out of your comfort zone where you used to be, but you can still thrive in a new place. So the next thing you will want to consider is the healthcare. Yes, the healthcare insurance, very important. Like, oh my goodness, what does your province, your borough, your city, your state, what does it say about an international student? Does it really cover whatever plan you have? I'm sure you have one. So whatever plan you have, does it really cover any form of your dependents, be it your kids, your child, your spouse, your partner, your family member? What does it really say? Does it cover them? Well, in my case, the insurance I have doesn't cover all of that. Don't really talk much about it. So now I'm here spilling all I've gone through, just for you or someone that might be needing this video to have a seamless transition. So at this point, kindly share, like, comment below. Yes, let's even discuss, let's have a conversation. Like, are there things other people would have experienced that I didn't experience? Do you think my experience was probably out of this world? Do you think my experience wasn't that bad? What do you think? Do you have concerns? Are you planning on going this route? Let's basically talk. We can learn more from each other, and then we grow from there. We never know, we'll learn every day. So comment in the comment section. Let's get talking, let's have more conversation about this, and then you never know, we might be helping someone else out there. So yeah, don't forget to share. So yes, in my case, my insurance doesn't cover my kids. So what did I do? I had to get like a third party insurance company. Yes, I got an insurance for them. I had to pay off pocket. Yes, that's not funny at all. Let's just say I paid 1,900 in total for 2 of my kids, because I have 2 kids. I have Kiona and I have Giovanni. So yes, I paid 1,900 in total for 2 of them, and that's in Canadian dollar. That's a whole lot of money. Yes, it's a lot. So no one is talking about stuff like this. Yes, you won't know everything, but here I am spilling it as it is without taking out a word. So yes, that's what I did. And the worst part is that it's just for an emergency. It's called an emergency health insurance. So it's not something you can basically just walk into the clinic and then try to get a routine check and all that. No, it's for an emergency. Haven't used it before, and I'm happy that I paid that money and I've not had to use it. Who really wants an emergency? Honestly, I don't need one, so they can as well keep the money, but it's good to have that handy. You need to have like a backup plan. You don't want a situation whereby there's something happening and then you're walking into a clinic and then they're giving you bills of 1,000 and more, or some outrageous amount that you can't even handle. So you're better off having it and not using it than not having anything at all. It's very risky, honestly. You don't want to do that. So yeah, that's my own situation. Good thing is I won't be needing that anymore because I'm switching to the provincial one. Yeah, so that way it covers for every family member, every of my dependents. The last thing you would want to consider is transportation. Having a car, no matter how little that car is, it's not luxury. I tell you, if you have kids abroad, you would need some sort of 4 wheels to move, to commute, to go to places, especially when the cold weather hits. Wherever you are, in any part of the country you are, and then you people get some sort of winter, trust me, you need some sort of vehicle to move around. Schools will not shut down because of winter season. So it's still normal living. How would you do that with those kids? I mean, I started off with not having a car. So it's also possible, it's doable, but in the long run, you need to do something that is sustainable. I knew at that time it wasn't sustainable to continue living that way, but I was waiting for the right time to get a car. You don't just hop on any vehicle you see and then you're buying. No, you don't want to get ripped off. So I needed to get the right source and then get something that is affordable. So you can start off with not having a car. It's completely okay, but have it in mind that in the long run you'll be needing some sort of car for you to have a sane mind. Like, oh my goodness, we've literally had to walk to the bus stop while it was heavily snowing. I don't know why the school didn't cancel on that particular day, but it was heavily snowing. In fact, I'll put up the picture now of the video. It was heavily snowing, but we had to go to school. At that time, my mom, who was staying with me, had to travel to visit my sisters in the US. So I was alone with the kids. So even if you had some sort of childcare, right? You still need to take your kids to school. Then probably from school they pick the kids and then take them to the daycare or whatever. However it works in your own area or city. But bottom line is that we had to walk to the bus stop. I said to myself, no, this is too much. And I didn't have an option. We had some sort of midterm exam to take in school. So would you really want to miss your midterm because you're staying home that it's snowing and then the kids are not going to school? I'm not sure you really want to do that, because you also don't want to be perceived by your professors in a certain way. You're here to get your education, so you try to get it the best way you can. So yeah, we had to go to school under that weather and all that. So there were other times that we had to wait for cabs for so long. It was frustrating. Chanel, I had to put it off. In every situation, I tried to make it fun. We even make fun videos while playing in the snow. You still have to create some sort of excitement for these kids. Kids are like representation of what they see. So if they feel you're sad about something, or probably I'm sad that it's snowing, and then probably what kind of stress is this, what kind of thing is this, and then subconsciously it starts affecting them, and it will affect their productivity, their attention in school, and you don't want all that happening to them, right? So I try to keep it fun. I make fun videos with them. I let them play in the snow. I let them do different things, and that way they even love it. While deep down, I'm sure I didn't like it, but then again, they loved it. So you just try to make what works for you. These kids are not asking for too much, just little attention, and then boom, you have them. Well, not having a car was a phase. It didn't bother me so much because I knew I was working towards something. It's not a big deal, really. You can actually do it without having a car, but if you have the car, the better. Whew. I think I've shared and overshared, and I'm happy someone somewhere will find one or two tips here, things that would help you in your own journey and then make it more seamless for you, so you don't have to go through the entire roller coaster to figure it out. I mean, I figured it out and I've told you how I navigated and then how I scaled through, and I'm on autopilot right now. So I'm all about fun. Try to put some sort of excitement in everything you do. Even if you're coming from whatever comfort zone you think you were enjoying where you were, you wanted a change. So this is reality. This is my decision. This is my life. So it's not about people are doing it, let me do it. No. So even if you need some sort of change, you might need it. It might just be about career change. It might just be like you're tired of something. You might just must have overgrown your space. It could just be anything. So don't let people talk you out of what you intend to do, because either way we are all living, whether you're living in Brazil or you're living in the UK. Everybody's living, you're living your life, so every moment counts. So wherever you are trying to live your life, it doesn't matter what the location is, just do what works for you. Try as much as possible to enjoy every day of your life, because you're not getting that minute back again. Life is tough already, yes, we all know that, and then trying to balance life, work, kids, career, it's a whole lot. Yes, it's a whole lot, but is it possible? Is it doable? Is it realistic? Yes, it is, but you need to give it a chance. Put in your best and try to see some sort of excitement in everything you do. Don't beat yourself up so much. You've done your best, you've actually put in some work, especially worrying about situations that you really don't have control over. Yes, we all have our moments, but then again, trying to snap out of it, trying to get back standing, that's what matters. Just try to live your life to the fullest, provided you're living it in your own terms and it's not affecting your faith or hurting some sort of humanity. Why not? Thank you so much for listening. So I'll see you again in another talk where I'll keep sharing unscripted experiences. I just explained, narrated, told you everything, how I was able to navigate my own process, and I'll tell you I'm living my life and then it's on autopilot. It's not easy. No one said it's easy. It's not easy, but it's possible if you can give it a chance. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe at this point. Don't forget to share, like, and comment, and then we can connect. Thank you. See you. Bye.